After 2 preseason games, the Philadelphia Eagles are starting to answer some questions. Some players are starting to shine, and some players are just looking bad. I mean, there's really no other way of putting it. So yesterday on Twitter, I gave you guys 3 players that I felt that the Eagles should go ahead and trade while they had the chance. I told you guys if it hit 50 likes that I would make a video. We're almost at 500. So here we go. What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So we are back, man. It feels good to be back, but we're gonna hop right into this, man. So I want to start with the 3 guys that I thought that the Eagles should take a swing at possibly trying to go ahead and move on from. These are guys that I feel they still have value. Don't get me wrong. They're not trash players by any means. And 1 or 2 of these guys, people might be saying, no, I don't understand why. And, some people on Twitter were definitely not feeling the vibe of some of these guys. But it is what it is. So I'm going to start with Barnett. Look, Barnett is a guy that I've said over and over again that he can be productive. But just as productive as he is, he has been a liability, right? When it comes to on-field and sometimes off-field issues, just personal fouls. It's very annoying going out there watching, Barnett on a 3rd and 5 going ahead and jumping off sides, or on a 3rd and 10 when we stop them, he gets a personal foul. There's so many times that we're just face palming, right? Whenever Barnett is out there, it feels like one of the 5 or 10 plays that you see him for, you're just like, what the heck are you doing? Now, I do feel like he has value. I do. I mean, look, he's still very young. I think he's like 26. He's been productive in this league. Obviously, you can go back to the Super Bowl year, getting that fumble. That was huge for us. But outside of that, he's put up decent numbers. He hasn't stood healthy for an entire season. He hasn't been able to be that guy for an entire season, but he has been able to be at least productive. And I think that there's going to be teams out there that look at a Barnett and say, we can maybe make something shake here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think that he's a great player on a team that's maybe rebuilding or trying to retool that defensive line, that he can get more snaps, get more playing time, and just get better. I feel like with the Eagles, his role is getting more and more limited as you add guys like Nolan Smith. Yeah, Jalen Carter, you add guys to the edge, it's kind of hard for him to really get that shine that maybe he wants, or maybe even just that playing time that he wants. So I think that if you're able to go ahead and give up Barnett, even if it's a part of a package, right? If you package him with a pick or something, you're able to upgrade your linebacking core, or maybe you're able to, add depth somewhere on this team that you need it to be. So I think Barnett, while he may not be the sexiest name in the world, I think that he does have some value. And I think the Eagles should go ahead and try and figure out something as far as a trade goes. Now, the next one, this might be me totally being a little bit over dramatic, right? Maybe I'm over exaggerating what I saw yesterday. But if you look at the first 2 preseason games, and if you go through the notes through our camp, through our OTAs, it's been kind of a theme that Marcus Mariota has been very inconsistent, very inaccurate, and my dog's mad. I think he likes Marcus Mariota. But you saw that the past 2 weeks, right? You saw that in the preseason game 1. You saw that in preseason game 2. Now, Marcus Mariota has definitely not played himself into a rich contract, right? But if you look at the contract that the Philadelphia Eagles went ahead and gave him, only like $2 million. It's such a low number that I feel like there's going to be a team out there that maybe needs a starter, or maybe needs a guy to fight their starter and maybe get a little bit more out of a young guy or something like that. I feel like Marcus Mariota does have value simply because of the low number on that contract. It might not be easy, right? It might not be the easiest thing in the world to go ahead and get somebody for him or something for him. But again, maybe it's part of a package. Maybe this is something that you do as a part of a package. Mariota, I really don't have enough to sit here and be like, oh, this is how it would work. This is it. I don't know. I just don't like what I saw. I think that McKee has been playing a lot better. And that's that. There's really no up and down around it. There's nothing sweet to say. I just don't think that we really need him. If you're going to go out there and be inconsistent, I'd rather, a rookie be inconsistent than a Marcus Mariota. It's just very disappointing to see what he did. Now, if I'm being 100% honest, he's probably the least likely of these three to actually get traded, just because I don't think Howie and them will really just give up on him like that. we'll see. We'll definitely see. But I think Marcus Mariota is a guy that still has a little bit of value, and maybe the Eagles want to go ahead and take advantage of that. Now, last guy is a guy that a lot of people kind of fought me on. A lot of people were telling me I'm bugging out for having him here, and I'm going to explain why, and it's Jack Driscoll. Now, Jack Driscoll is a guy I've loved for a long time. I think that I've said on this show before, I think that he deserves some starting reps. I think that he deserves to be out there on the field. He's gotten those starting reps. He's gotten time out on the field, but the more, again, that you add players to the position, the less likely it is that you're going to keep guys like him. Now, Jack Driscoll is young, right? Jack Driscoll is definitely young. He has experience, as I said, but he is going to be a free agent next year. You add a guy like Dennis Kelly, you add Josh Andrews, you add guys to this team, and then it looks like Sills is going to stay on this team. You add guys to this team where the math ain't mathing, right? Like, where is he going to slide in? What is he going to be? Are you going to sign him next year? And if you're not going to sign him next year, why not try to find some value? I think that you can get a good value out of Jack Driscoll, maybe a mid-round pick, maybe a late, day 3 pick. Maybe you get multiple day 3 picks. Something, again, maybe you can package him in something and get something that you need as far as an upgrade. So I think that Jack Driscoll is a guy that he might have the ultimate value out of all 3 of these guys, and he's not something, I don't want to say you don't need him, because you always need depth. You always need, young guys on that offensive line that you can mold and you can get better. But there might be something out there that we need a little bit more. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens with the Philadelphia Eagles. Who do you guys think? Is there anybody that I haven't mentioned that you guys think the Eagles should go ahead and try to trade? But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Peace!
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you!
Fly Eagles Fly, you on the team. Touchdown, time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog, or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Deshaun, hunting like Randall. Season hit, early time to do him in. Your boy Philly Fresco, thanks for tuning in.